I've talked about the scapegoat role on this channel before, but now I want to touch on another role that we tend to take. Maybe it's because we try to heal from our past, or maybe we just want to prove something to ourselves. Maybe we felt invisible and always wanted to be seen. However, this one thing could constantly be burning you out or preventing you from healing. Trying to be perfect. I call it the voice of perfection. It's a small voice at first, almost like an urging. It urges you to be the perfect friend who always goes above and beyond for her community. It urges you to be the perfect partner, the perfect mother or father, the perfect employee, or even the perfect business owner. So let's take a look at work. You may feel like you have to hit the right numbers each week. You may feel like you have to get that promotion and the one after. You may extend yourself above and beyond for some invisible recognition that consistently stays out of your reach. I've been at this exact same place. Can you tell what's happening here? Here's the thing. It tends to start in our childhood. We start receiving messages either from our family or from the system we're part of, whatever community we're a part of. And we try to live up to those standards. Nothing we do as a child is good enough. It feels like we always come up short no matter what we did. We've likely internalized those voices we heard so frequently when we were growing up. We heard it so often that we started believing the message, and that message is that we are inherently not good enough. Whenever I went through this, I used to tell myself that I'm trying to become a better person whenever I strive for something. But there's a difference between striving to develop ourselves as an individual and perfectionism. I just didn't realize that. What I'm talking about is a different kind of perfectionism that makes us neglect ourselves for the sake of pleasing this internal voice. The cost of this, especially when you're trying to heal, is self-neglect. When you listen to this voice, you end up neglecting your own needs. You end up chasing the standard someone else set for your life. Your inner voice becomes duller. Your intuition about what's right for you becomes fainter. You end up losing connection to yourself. And you may spend quite a long time in this state of confusion before you start noticing that you're perpetually exhausted. Exhausted from pretending to be someone you're not, from putting yourself last, and just chasing validation in the wrong places. It's very likely that people who tend to experience this grew up with extremely critical parental figures. So whatever you do, you keep coming up short. And it gets harder and harder to keep up with your own standards until you burn out. The way out of this spiral is to fiercely believe that you are good enough. I think we all know deep down where we shine. We all know what lights us up and what drains our energy. So you probably know this, but you've buried this knowledge about yourself under all the messages you've received about not being good enough. It's your inner critic talking. So the first step is to recognize that this voice is there and that it doesn't belong to you. And if you want to go a step deeper, then just start challenging this voice when it comes up. You don't have to listen. You deserve love and care, not perfection. You are allowed to rest and recover. You are allowed to slow down. You are allowed to change careers and basically do what you want with your life as long as you're not intentionally harming anyone. You were always good enough and you still are. That's what you need to believe. If you're curious about diving deeper into topics like healing from the scapegoat role or perfectionism, check out some of my other videos. And if you'd like to keep walking this journey with me, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you here, and I'd love to hear what you think. Until next time.